again a very complex scenario in which decision making is very difficult in is when we face lens subluxation in children. So I'll skip through these slides because all of us know that these are progressive diseases, and we need to operate. The dilemma is whether to operate or not to operate. So decision to operate will be based on the refractive error of the child, age of the child, and the best corrected visual acuity. Now, by best corrected visual acuity, I mean if the child is maintaining maybe 612 part, 618, we tend to try to postpone it as much as possible. But if the vision starts dropping further and the subluxated, the lens equator starts coming to the pupillary area, that is time we operate, and the age group is around maybe 8 years and above. So I'll run you through the various surgical options that are available, and the first surgical option is lens aspiration with capsular tension ring implantation with Ahmed segment and intraocular lens. So, and that is the problem, like every case is different, and still I have not been able to figure out which is the best procedure, because we try different permutation combinations, some of them work, sometimes we end up in complications. So it is probably one of the most challenging situation we face as pediatric ophthalmologists. So here you can see we started the capsular axis, and then since the visual axis it's not in the center, we used the capsular hooks. The capsular hooks, the tip has a bulb, so chances of rupture is much less. Then after completing the capsular axis, we implanted a CTR, did cortical aspiration. Again, cortical aspiration with CTR in place is difficult, but it's possible. And single piece lens is the easiest to implant in these cases. And after everything is done, we remove it, and what we see is it is a grossly decentered capsular axis. So a nick is made, and we enlarge the capsular axis, and to get a respectable size, and all these, every step is important. One step goes wrong, and then it's in a total mess. Scleral pocket is made, and either we can use a 10-0 Prolene or a 9-0 Prolene suture for fixation of the Ahmed segment. Ahmed segment, the eyelet is fixed with the suture, and it's implanted in the bag, and now we have to take both the ends using the railroad technique. And once I had the needle got stuck, and I ruptured the whole bag while pulling it out. So that was a very bad complication in which I had with the Ahmed segment, and then I started doing Cioni rings after that. And once it is done, the lens is more or less centered, and we get a good result, and most of them will go to 6/9 vision. That is the best part of it. Next option is a Cioni ring. So as I said, I ended up with a complication after doing a few Ahmed segments. There was a complication, then I decided to do a Cioni ring in one of the cases. And the first case went on so smoothly that I was thrilled at the end of it, and I thought that I'll always do Cioni ring after that. But again, after doing few cases, we had problems with Cioni ring as well. So in this, one good thing what I did was, after the capsular axis was complete using the capsular hooks, before the cortical aspiration, I implanted the Cioni ring. And what you can see, the ring is of a larger size, so we have to maintain a posterior push so that it should not come out of the bag. As I would show in a subsequent video, if it comes out of the bag, then it becomes very, very difficult to push it again inside. So always maintain a posterior push while dialing the Cioni ring. And another important thing is to align it with the subluxated part of the lens. For that, you have to rotate the Cioni ring, and that causes further stress on the zonules. Another point where we go wrong is if the eyelet is in the bag. Eyelet has to be anterior to the anterior capsular rim. If by mistake you have left it in the bag and you pull the suture, then the anterior capsular margin is lost, and then it becomes difficult. All this I have done, that is why I am telling. because when you do multiple cases, then these are the places where you falter. And again, once it is sutured, it comes, and it is always better to make it little bit more tight, because with time it will loosen up and the lens will start decentering again. So as you can see in both the cases, the other end started coming to the center and the end we sutured was tighter. But in long run follow up, this part will start coming in towards the center. Now third option was by accident, in which only the CTR was implanted, and I was when I did the other eye of this child, only the CTR helped, and we could get a good centration. So I was not prepared with a Ahmad segment or Sioni ring for the other eye. But after doing the cortical aspiration, and what you see is the CTR is implanted, and after that the IOL is implanted in the bag, and at the end of it still we have a grossly subluxated IOL bag complex. So that would not work, and that left me in a dilemma what to do next, because I was, for this particular case, I was not prepared with a Ahmad segment or a Sioni ring. So what we did in this case, and you can see when a posterior capsulorhexis was done using a cutter. So I took a chance and just pierced the capsular bag using a 10-0 Prolene needle, and one part went posterior and one part anterior, and fixed the haptic, used the haptic as a fixation point and pulled it towards the center, and it remarkably it worked well. But danger is the bag rupturing and tearing away, and we may not achieve what is desired. This is one of the ways, but I'm not sure till I do few more cases of this. Now coming to difficult situations, this is what I was speaking of. Once the first 1 or 2 cases of Sioni ring went very well, we got overconfident, and in this case, as you can see, the rhexis again is common in all the cases. We try to pull it towards the center and get a properly 4 to 5 millimeter rhexis. And why all these efforts are being done? Because again we have to maintain the anterior and posterior segment compartment of the child, so that in future chances of retinal complications, retinal detachment is less. So and in this, while inserting the Sioni ring, I didn't give enough posterior push, and as you can see, the ring came out of the bag, and now we have a situation in which we have a capsular bag and a large Sioni ring in the anterior chamber, and kept on doing manipulations, trying to rotate in various directions, and after 15-20 minutes I decided that I will give one final push, and that I did in opposite direction, the anti-clockwise direction, with a good posterior push, because I had decided that if this doesn't work, then I'll explant everything and leave the child aphakic. And luckily for me, the Sioni ring went in the bag in which when I did this maneuver. And then again aligned it towards the subluxated side of the lens and sutured it. And most of these cases, since they are older children, we tend to not to do the posterior capsulorhexis part and do a YAG capsulotomy as early as possible later on. Now the next question would come, when we are doing so much of our effort, and if this disease is a progressive disease, and what if the IOL, the zonules of the other side give way? And this is what I show in this video. This is a very simple thing what we can do if it subluxates from the other side. And in this is what I'm showing is an adult patient, but the same thing can happen in a pediatric age group, and this is how it has to be tackled. A scleral pocket is made, and again we use a 9-0 or a 10-0 Prolene. First we go posterior to the bag, pierce the bag at the haptic optic junction, preferably at the haptic optic junction, bring it out from the main port, And one mistake I had done in this case was I had bent the Prolene needle twice, and then you cannot maneuver it very well after you have done that. So we had to rotate the needle once and very gently pull it out. Otherwise, though in these cases the capsules are well fibrosed and chances of it giving way is very, very less. And the second one, the same needle through a railroad technique, you bring it out of the posterior of the scleral pocket anterior to the haptic optic junction. So you have a fixation point at the haptic optic junction, and you pull the lens, and here it gets centered. So the counter, the surgeons who discourage the Ehmet segment and Sioni ring procedure in showing it as a progressive disease, this could be a good answer to that, so that you can get you can do it in a very small procedure, 5 to 7 minutes. You can fix the bag again. That was a 3-piece, and here is an old video of a single piece lens in which the same thing has been done. First goes anterior to posterior, pierce the bag, bring it out, and the same needle this time will go on from the opposite side, and this is a double-ended. So double-ended, we go and take it anterior in through the haptic optic junction and through the scleral pocket and suture it again, and thus centering the lens IOL bag complex to the center. So this is in brief about lens subluxation. We have 2-3 minutes time. If there are any questions, we can take it.
Related issues. Simultaneous, never.